So can you drink rainwater? Yeah, you can. Are there downsides? Yes. Will it hurt you? Honestly, I don't know. When I did Hello world, Will White here, Pike Antler Survival School. I want to talk to you today about water. Crucial. It is said we can survive 3 days without water. That really depends on the environment and your situation. If I'm sitting at a nice, comfy, air-conditioned resort and somehow there's no water, I could probably last 3 days and, suffer pretty bad, but I'll be all right. 3 days in the desert, hunting or running for your life, that number is going to decrease greatly. And let's not also forget about our performance and our cognitive function when we get dehydrated. It's not good. I haven't done the experiment to go, 2-3 days without water because it sounds miserable. I do have some ex-military friends that will vouch for it, special operations guys, and it's like same answer every time. Like, you're shit. You're done. You're useless. You're cramping. You can't think. You feel terrible. You're just like, it's just not good. Will your body live 3 days without water? That's different than will you live 3 days without water? Can your body function without water for 3 days? Again, in some environments, yes. But you also got to think about, what are you doing? Are you running for your life? Are you hunting? Are you trapping? Are you traversing a mountain? Basically, when you can't function mentally or physically, you're going to fall. You might cut yourself with your knife. You might fall on your knife. You might fall off a cliff, overlook some potential dangers. Your ability to think clearly just drops. So pay attention. Water's crucial. I'm going to show you a real quick and hasty way to collect a lot of rainwater quickly with something you probably already have in your pack or should have in your pack. You should have some sort of pack cover. This is my cool little camo pack cover for my teaching bag for classes. Different ways to do this? Sure. Can I sit down and make some sort of device to hold this open and collect all this? Yeah, but that's going to take some time. Building some sort of bucket/net container to hold this and make it strong enough to actually hold the weight of the water. Is it doable? Absolutely. You're just going to have more work ahead of you. If you have a container to collect the rainwater and your pack cover, let me show you how I do this. Here's what you'll need. Pack cover, some sort of container, string, and a branch. This comes from hemlock. I chose hemlock because they bend much better than, let's say, tulip poplar or spice bush. Those branches tend to, as they bend, they feel good, and then just snap, kind of out of the blue. Or just go find a branch that works. Now, these containers are very important. Here's why. In a minute, you'll see I'm going to collect rainwater, pretend rainwater, with a small container. And we're going to see how fast this guy fills up. Yes, the mouths are of different size, but you'll see how substantially different it is on the gathering pace with these two containers. Since this is 6 times as large as this, if this fills up faster, we know 100%, no question in our mind, that this is definitely more effective and definitely more efficient. Just cut a branch. All right, it's nice and bendy already. So here's the thing. We can go ahead and just try to bend this like so. There's a good chance it's gonna snap right up here. So just a little pro tip when you're having to make a big bend in a branch, you don't just bend. What's gonna happen is the weakest link or the weakest portion of this is gonna expose itself, and that's where it's likely gonna snap. So we wanna take some tension off of here by creating more bends along the way. And all it takes is just a little bend along the way. So I'll start here, give a little bend, scoot a little, bend, scoot a little, bend, and so on and so forth. Just breaking up the fibers just a little bit. What I'm trying to do is weaken everything else in the branch to match the weakness of our weakest point. Okay, and again, this isn't rocket science. How I would do this in real speed, real time. It's been 10-15 seconds, not a big deal. Okay, so now, see, we have more of a circle now. When we started, it was a little more. Next, we tie an overhand knot. Okay, you can tie it however you want. This is just how I like to do it. So I have my overhand knot and make a loop and then tie that overhand knot back onto itself in a way. The end result is somewhat of a snare, kind of a slip knot. Okay, so everything slips. That's what we want. And the stopper knot, that first knot we tied, just stops everything. As we put tension on it, it stops this string from getting pulled through itself and slipping and falling apart. Stopper knot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that sucker up a little bit. Okay. Again, this is how I like to do it. You do it how you like to do it. Just gonna put this around either end. I don't care. I'm just gonna tighten this guy. So now, this isn't gonna fall off. It just makes it easier to work with. So I'm just gonna do a bend, and then however you want to secure this, I don't really care. Me, I'm just gonna wrap it this way, kind of like a wrap and frap. Again, doesn't need to be great. It's temporary. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna take the string off. There you go. Nothing too fancy. Then all we're really doing, guys, is real simple. We're just putting the pack cover around your shape. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Again, I could somehow secure this if I have more cordage, but I'd have to tie like 1, 2, 3 more knots and do some hanging thing. And there's a good chance with the weight of this, it's gonna break off. All we gotta do, guys, is lay this on a hillside, let it collect water into our container. Check it out, real simple. We're using a water hose today. Literally 6 times the amount of water in less time. Is it worth the 2 or 3 minutes? Absolutely. You may have noticed the thumbnail said gold on it. I'm starting this new idea. Any video that I'm gonna post that I think is like gold, like it is super good information or super important information, I'm gonna post it as gold because it'll affect your health or your likelihood of survival. I'm gonna go and put gold. That's really important. And also some myths that I bust that could, impact your life. For example, rainwater. How to gather it? Yeah, that's not why this is gold. This is gold because most of us think that rainwater is perfectly fine to drink. Now, there are some people that have grown up on, consuming rainwater. I know some good old country boys like, oh, drink water all the time. Maybe they're acclimated to it, maybe not. This is what the research says. Rain, as it falls through the atmosphere, it's going to collect all the heavy metals and contaminants that are pretty much floating up around the atmosphere from exhaust, fires, chemicals, all that stuff kind of floats around the air. And as the rain comes down, it actually collects some of that. One big thing to look out for is heavy metals. So can you drink rainwater? Yeah, you can. Are there downsides? Yes. Will it hurt you? Honestly, I don't know. The question isn't so much can you drink rainwater, it's should you drink rainwater. In a survival situation, you got no other option, like this is the only water you have available. Yeah, drink it. Are you potentially gonna get a little sick? Maybe, maybe not. Again, this is what the research says. I'm not gonna go drink a gallon of rainwater to find out. If you've done it and you've gotten sick, let me know. If you've done it and not gotten sick, let me know. And we're all a little different. Okay, I can eat a handful of peanuts and be like, yummy. Someone else can eat it and, they die. So we all react differently to different elements. It's my job to tell you that the rain contains a lot of contaminants and a lot of heavy metals. So how do you get rid of them? You could think, hey, boil it. Boiling actually does work for some of the heavy metals. The rest of the heavy metals, the heat will kind of have them collect and form somewhat of a solid. Best thing to do is either distill it, which takes quite a bit of time, or use your water filter. But it's up to you to check if your water filter is made to filter out contaminants like chemicals, not just like bacteria, but chemicals and heavy metals. So check out your water filter, see if it does that. In the meantime, stay alive as long as you can.